Hi y'all, welcome. Day 1 intermittent fasting. How did it go? Was it terribly painful for you to fast until 11 a.m.? I actually think I made it almost to noon today. I was getting hungry around 9 because I get up at 4:30. And so I was getting hungry around 8 or 9, but I think I made it to noon because I just got so busy doing other things, and then I ate lunch. So now I'm going to show you, because when you guys get hungry in the morning, I want to show you guys how to make some bone broth. Collagen rich, nutrient dense. It's going to really help those cells in your body to thrive, not to mention lubricate those joints and make your skin look nicer, better for your bones and your teeth. So let me show you how I make bone broth here at home. It's just basically chicken broth, but I actually in the morning will sip on a mug of this with just a little bit of some sea salt in it to flavor it up a bit. And I know that's weird for some of you to sip on like a chicken broth or a beef broth or something, but as you really taste it and it's warm and it's nourishing, it feels good going down and you get used to it. So I want to challenge you that during this intermittent fasting time, you make some homemade bone broth. So let's get going. I've got a nice big crock pot here, and this is how I like to do it. Let's turn this baby on. I guess we got to plug it in first. Okay, I'm going to turn this on and I'm going to hit manual, high heat, enter. So this is going to be on a high heat for probably 8 to 16 hours, probably 8. And then I'll lower it to a low heat setting for 8 hours. Okay, so to this crock pot, I'm going to add an onion. And you don't have to chop anything off. You can even leave the skin on. Really, it does not matter. Let's throw it in there. And then if you have some celery that's on its last leg, that's when I throw it in the freezer typically, and then I put it into my broth. But see, this is kind of going limp. Let's use it. So just make sure there's no bugs in there. It looks good. Okay, so I'm just gonna throw that celery in there just like that. And then carrots. I have some organic carrots here. I think I'm just going to use this great big one, and you really ought to peel it, just to kind of, that's not peeling it obviously. You need to take a peeler and peel it because it will make your broth a little bit bitter, but not super necessary. Just wash it if you want to. Done. Okay, and then we're just gonna chop this up. Throw it in. Now, to get a good gelatinous broth, because here's the secret to good bone broth. You want it when it's done and it's cooled down and you've put it in the fridge and you take it out to use it the next day, you want it thick like Jell-O. You want that good gelatinous. That's the collagen. That's the good stuff. So what's going to take away from that is if you add too much liquid and you don't have enough bones. So we've got to have a lot of bones in there. And so I had a prime rib for our Christmassy dinner. I saved the bone. This is actually I haven't cooked the meat that's kind of around this, but that's okay. It's gonna boil up in there. So I'm gonna stick that in there. And I also have a chicken carcass from when we had a roasted chicken sometime. I put it in my deep freezer, and whenever I'm ready to make broth, I just pull those bones out. So we've got plenty of bones in here now. And as you can see, I'm mixing up the meat bones. So you can mix anything here. Pork with chicken, or beef with pork, or beef with chicken. It doesn't matter. It's going to make a nice, beautiful, it's going to be a dark color too. It's going to be awesome. Not like that stuff you buy in the grocery store. So from this point, all I'm going to do is fill it up with water. It's ready to go. And the only seasoning I'm going to put in here, let's see, is like an little apple cider vinegar. Okay, and I'm just going to put like a tablespoon in there. And the reason I put a little bit of that in there is because it draws all the minerals out of the bones, puts it into your broth. Now, once I get this going and it's boiling 8 hours high, 8 hours low, that batch is done. So I'm gonna drain it over a bowl. I'm gonna take that liquid, and I have these cute little bags that look like a mason jar, but they're not. So I put them in bags like this, and I freeze them, and then I pull them out when I need it. So I pulled this one out because I'm gonna use it because I cook my rice with it, I braise vegetables with it, I use bone broth a ton, and then I sip on it in the morning. So once I do that, once I got the first batch going, I'm gonna drain it, put it in bags, put it in the freezer. I'm gonna go 2 more times with this meat. I'm gonna go until actually the bones feel like they're really soft and brittle. Until the color starts to change and it's not as dark and nutrient looking. I could do, I usually don't do any more than 3 batches from 1 carcass of meat. Okay, so that's how I do it, but some people do 4, 5, 6, or however many they want. You're probably getting that stuff at the store that's been on its 10th time, and so it's very pale. It doesn't look good, right? So this is it. This is how you make broth, you guys. This is all I do. At the end, if you want to, during your 8-hour slow, you could do some garlic and some parsley in there too, whatever you want to do. Okay, but this is basically the basics of what I do. Carrots, celery, onion, carcasses, water, a little apple cider vinegar, done. Okay, happy intermittent fasting. Please let me know how it's going. Head over to my other Facebook page to watch my goal setting video. Download my goal setting worksheets and start working on your goals for the new year coming up in just, a couple days. It's going to be amazing. So hope you have a great rest of your day, and I'll talk to you guys tomorrow. Bye-bye.